Modeling with inequalities. Modeling real-life problems frequently leads to inequalities because we are often interested in determining when one quantity is more or less than another. A carnival has two plans for tickets. Plan A, $5 entrance fee and 25 cents each ride. Plan B, $2 entrance fee and 50 cents each ride. How many rides would you have to take for Plan A to be less expensive than Plan B? All right, so now our very first step is let's identify our variables. All right, so we can call X the number of rides. Once we know what our variable is, right, because that's what's changing, right, how many rides. The entrance fee is fixed for Plan A and fixed for Plan B, but the ride cost, how much we spend for rides, depends on how many rides we take. So let's write it in words, and we'll translate from words to algebra. All right, so in words, and in algebra. So we have the number of tickets. All right, number of tickets is X. We have the cost with Plan A. And the cost of Plan A is we're going to pay $5, right? And then we're going to pay 25 cents per ride. Cost of Plan B. We're paying $2 and 50 cents per ride. All right, so every time we go on a ride, we've got to pay another 50 cents. Now let's set up the model. You may have to solve this model on the other page because I wrote too big. All right, so we want to know when Plan A, so in words, when is Plan A less expensive than Plan B? All right, we're paying more for the entrance fee, right? But we're paying less for each ride. But if you don't go on any rides, it really wouldn't make any sense, right, to go to use Plan A. If you go on a lot of rides, it makes more sense. You know, let's see if I can give myself a little bit more space. I think if I give us a little bit more space, we can fit it. There we go. All right, so set up our model. Now we just replace Plan A and Plan B with the expressions for Plan A and Plan B. So we have 5 plus 0.25 x. We want to know when that plan is less than the other plan where we pay more for a ride, but we pay less up front. All right, so now we just want to solve our inequality. I'm going to give, rather than change the page, I'm just going to give myself just a little bit more space by extending the page. There, that's plenty. All right, so let's get the x's on one side. So I don't have to switch the inequality sign. We'll subtract the smaller one. So now minus 0.25x. So that's going to give us 5 is less than 2.5 minus 0.25 will be 0.25x. All right, and then we're going to move the 2 from both sides, so subtract subtract 2 from both sides. So we have 3 is less than 0.25x. Now, to me, it's easier to solve this if I just change 0.25 to a fraction. 0.25 is what fraction of a whole, right? Well, it's a quarter. I'm just going to do this because I find it easier for me, right? Rather than dividing 3 by 0.25, right? And that's not as easy to do in your head. Although you can think about it logically, how many quarters could you get into $3? Think of it that way. Or you could just multiply both sides by 4 to isolate your variable, right? So you can either divide 3 by 0.25. You can think logically how many quarters are in $3. Or you could just multiply both sides by 4. Either way, it's going to be 12 is less than, or excuse me, x is greater than 12. So what does that mean in terms of our problem here, right? Because it's a real world problem. So what does that mean? So explanation. If you ride on more than 12 rides, Plan A is cheaper. By the way, they're equal for 12 rides. Right? So if we want to, if we go on exactly 12 rides, all right, then it doesn't matter whether you do Plan A or Plan B. You're going to spend the exact amount of money. But if you're going to go on more than 12 rides, it makes sense to do Plan B there, or Plan A, where you have a higher upfront cost, but you pay less for ride. And if you're you don't like rides, then you should do Plan B, right? It's where you spend more per ride, but you don't have to spend as much. So if you're not going to go on any rides, who cares how much you spend? All right, so that's that problem. All right, so we used an inequality to solve a real-world problem, and we found that if we're going to go on more than 12 rides, we should go with Plan A. All right, so thanks for watching. We're going to do another problem in the next video. Bye for now.